Today is a historic day for precious metals. Something happened today that's really only ever happened one time before in history. This is crazy. Let's get into it. SD Bullion is giving away a monster box of 2024 Tree of Life silver coins. Sign up today at sdbullion.com/sweepstakes. Thank you so much for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it. If you want to learn more about investing in precious metals, or if you just want to watch awesome videos about gold and silver, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so what is going on in the precious metals world that's really only ever happened one time before? What do I mean by that? Well, it actually doesn't have anything to do with gold. It doesn't have anything to do with silver either. We are talking about the platinum to palladium ratio. And if you're hearing those words and you're thinking, what in the world is this guy talking about? Let me explain. Platinum has surged higher today, going up about $10 an ounce. It is currently sitting at $1,012. However, when we look at palladium, check this out. Palladium went down. Palladium is now sitting at $1,003 an ounce. So for the first time in a long time, platinum is more expensive than palladium, and this does have huge implications. If you didn't know, there are 6 metals in the platinum group, and some are much easier to invest in than others. The most popular is platinum. There are many bars, many coins out there which are made of platinum. For example, the United States Mint makes platinum eagles every single year, and there are a wide variety of coins you can purchase. Most coin shops will actually be willing to buy your platinum from you. They may not sell platinum, but it certainly is the most popular of all of these metals. Palladium is fairly popular as well. The United States Mint does make palladium eagles every single year, and there are palladium bars that you can purchase, although I found that these are less likely to be accepted by coin shops. So if you're trying to offload your palladium, you might have a little bit harder time than with your platinum items. Rhodium is much harder to find, but there are some products out there. I've seen rhodium bars before, and it's my experience that most coin shops won't touch rhodium. This is going to be a lot harder to offload, a lot harder to trade, and there are very few rhodium coins out there at all. In fact, the United States Mint has never made a rhodium coin before, so that's something to think about. The bottom 3 here, osmium, iridium, and ruthenium, very, very hard to find. There are hardly any products out there that you could stack which are made out of these metals. I've seen a few ruthenium plated coins before, but never an actual coin made out of ruthenium. So when it comes to those metals, I would say just avoid them altogether. Now let's take a look at the palladium-platinum ratio and the very, very rare occurrence that has happened today. So over the last 30 plus years, platinum has almost always been more expensive than palladium. So because this is the palladium-platinum ratio, whenever it is below 1, which is the line that my cursor is on right now, that means that platinum is more valuable than palladium. Whenever it's above 1, that means palladium is more valuable than platinum. So only once before in history did palladium take over platinum and then fall. So this was back in 2001. Palladium prices got very high, and then they fell off a cliff, and platinum took over palladium in August of 2021. And for a long period of time, platinum was the king. Don't you remember in the mid-2000s when we thought about tiers for anything, credit cards, cars, status? It was like bronze, silver, gold, platinum. Platinum was the high status. Platinum was more expensive than gold for a long period of time, and platinum was crushing it until 2017. Palladium started taking off again, and it got very, very expensive, over 3 times the price of platinum for a short period of time, but it has been falling off a cliff. And today, only the second time ever, we are seeing platinum pass up palladium. So something is happening. Something is causing these metals to fluctuate back and forth. And that's what I want to cover in this video. Because if you could play the ratio on these metals, look, the all-time high is 3.35. The all-time low is 0.19. That's about a 17x difference in the prices of platinum and palladium in just over 1 decade. Right? When we go to the low, that was back here in 2009, and the high was in 2020. So over the course of a decade, a 17x fluctuation. If you could take advantage of that, if you could understand why these metals are surging and then falling, this could be really lucrative. All right, so here is an article which came out on April 1st of 2024. This is on Seeking Alpha, and the headline reads, Platinum Group Metals. They've recognized the problem at least. One of the key points here, the demand for platinum group metals, particularly palladium, is expected to decline due to the rise of electric vehicles and increased recycling. Now, one of the main uses for platinum and palladium is catalytic converters. So it makes sense if the world is turning towards electric vehicles, then platinum and palladium are not going to be in as high of demand. They write the use of palladium is in catalytic converters for gasoline-powered cars, and diesel uses platinum. This is kind of a general rule, and this does make sense. I mean, a lot of the diesel vehicles are still being produced, so platinum is still in high demand, whereas palladium being needed for gasoline-powered cars, we see demand in that sector dropping. Then they talk about how a lot of the palladium supply is actually now coming from recycling. So palladium demand is going to drop by half or so. Again, modeling, not necessarily accurate numbers, but recycling's not going to stop just yet. And as we can see, we've got nearly half of the supply coming from that recycling. So it doesn't really make sense to be mining more palladium right now, which again, this is contributing to lower prices. All right, so what's the key takeaway here? Should we be stacking platinum now that it's surging again? What about palladium? I mean, should we be buying the dip, so to speak? Look, my strategy when it comes to precious metals is to stack the monetary metals. That's gold and silver. The platinum group metals are kind of a side thing that I look at, I sort of understand, but I don't focus on them. I think if palladium drops to, say, $200 an ounce, sure, I'll probably pick some up. But with platinum price moving up slightly, it hasn't really done much compared to gold or silver over the last decade or so. Now, should you be diversifying your stack? Should you have a little bit of platinum? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I do personally have this one platinum eagle in my stack, but I don't really have any plans to buy more. As far as palladium is concerned, I have this little gram of palladium, and that's all that I have. So again, I'm not focusing on these metals. I think it's really interesting that it's now more expensive to get platinum than palladium. But look, I am curious all of your thoughts on the platinum group metals. Feel free to put those down below in the comment section. Do you stack platinum? Do you like it? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Silver Dragons out.